Hi everyone, this is Crash Me Twice, and you have all seen my workshop in the videos. And here it is. It has served me well for over a decade, despite the fact that it was small, cramped, and I had hardly room to breathe in it. But it's time for a game changer. Today I finished my new workshop, so I'm gonna give you a quick tour. So let's walk in and take a good look. Okay, here we have my lathe. It's a Harbor Freight BD 812. It has a swinger with a bed of 8 inches, and the maximum length what I can put in is about 12-13 inches. The tailstock moves back and forward so that I can adjust which kind of a material I'm having in there. I have here a quick post, which means that I can easily change out a tool by just opening this up here, take that out, stick the next tool in. Those little knurled screws here, or nut, I can adjust the height of the tool to the material. It's been a very great lathe. It replaced my old mini lathe, which was much smaller, but the mini lathe was the lathe I learned on. And then I upgraded to this one because the mini lathe just couldn't handle larger stock. And you know, so thicker the stock goes, the bigger of a chuck you need. And the mini lathe couldn't open the chuck wide enough to do that. Yes, I replaced the whole chuck on the mini lathe, but it still does not give you the difference here in the workpiece area. So if you have a longer piece, you're still hitting either the bed or have other problems. So I'm very happy with this. It was not expensive at the time I was buying it. I don't think they make it anymore, but I do know that Grizzly has a very similar lathe, a little bit more expensive. These days everything is. All in all, it's a great lathe for the hobbyist. It's nothing professional, but you know, if you're careful and you measure it well, you can produce pretty good stuff with it. Let's move on here. Here's my arbor press. This is a Harbor Freight arbor press. It's a 1-ton press, and it's great for bearings and removing pins or whatever you need to do with a pressing force. This is adjustable, so I can use different types of bearings without pressing them through. And this can be, of course, also taken out. Yeah, there's not much else to say, you know, arbor press. This is my bench grinder. It's also from Central Machinery, meaning Harbor Freight. This one is no longer available, but similar 6-inch bench grinders can be found everywhere for cheap. I have 2 different wheels in there. This one here is mainly for carbide, meaning for my tools, so I can grind them down to the size I need them. And a standard wheel can just not handle carbide. It also has some problems with HSS, but any carbide or tougher steel, you want to use that kind of the green wheel, I call it. I will put in the description what the actual name is. I don't remember. Alright, next here is the drill press. This is my 12-speed drill press, also a Harbor Freight model. It's okay. I would say it has a lot of run out. It's a little wobbly. Down the line I'm probably gonna attend to it and fix this or get a better drill press. I mean, that wasn't very expensive. I paid, I think, 120 bucks for it. It's doable. It's better than my old one, but not by much. Down here is my old one, which is a much smaller one. It's also Central, that was an 8-inch. And for right now it has been retired, even though this one I fixed now and it's working. So if I have to do multiple tasks at the same time and don't want to change the bit out, I can move this up on the bench and say chamfer with the big one because it needs a little bit more force, and make drill holes with that one. So I have now 2 machines. It's also nice to have a backup. Okay, here is the new vise. This vise replaces the one with busted. It's a great vise. It's Capri tools. It has grips in it, and these are adjustable so that you don't get a lot of play. And if the play gets larger or bigger, then you can adjust it back. It has a swivel. It's a swivel vise, so it can tilt in either directions. Fantastic vise. It's forged. I already worked a little bit on it, and I love it. So I'm glad I got this, because the old one just did not hold up. And you can watch my other video, which called Disaster, where the vise just broke on me, just by clamping down a little piece of aluminum. Over here, I have my portable bandsaw. It's also Harbor Freight one. I will be replacing this in the future, as the bearings are pretty much done. And I tried to get bearings for it, but two of those, they're very special, and you can't really find them. So, and I think it's time for a new one. I have it about 10 years, and you know, I'm gonna get the same size of blade, because I obviously got blades, and I do not want to rebuy blades. So down here is my compressor. It's a Fortress. It's a very powerful 6-gallon compressor. Brings about 3.0 SCFM. That's what it says. But you know, it lasts a long time. So if I mill something or work on a lathe and I want to cool the workpiece, you want to make sure that you have long enough air before this thing has to kick in and recharge, because this thing is loud. And if it does kick in, you want to still have some air coming out of your pistol, which hangs here. I have those little ring hooks everywhere, so I can move the stuff around when I'm working on different areas. Down here is my assortment of power tools, including my Makita drill, which I absolutely love. Highly recommend. This thing is amazing. It has a huge amount of torque. It lasts very long on the 3-amp battery. I converted the charger for it to a wall mount so that I easily can take the battery and charge it up. I found I saw some mounts on eBay and stuff for like $30, and I said, no, I'm just gonna use 2 old rack ears, rivet them on. I opened this thing up, riveted on, and when I opened it up, I also shortened the cable so I don't have 15 foot of cable next to me. Here are the drill bits, which I frequently use. The bigger ones, the smaller ones. And here is tab 3, which is my preferred threading and cutting oil. And when you cut metal or aluminum, especially aluminum, you want a good cutting oil so your drill doesn't bind up, or you know, the aluminum sticks to your drill bit and you don't get a clean blowhole. Over here is my assortment of paints, cleaner, cement, contact cement, wood glue, and oils and Loctite, epoxies, well, everything kind of what you need to make stuff. I am here, I'm hanging my brushes up. Here's the hammer selection. Here are my files. This is like, this one here is a very old file I found at a yard sale. You can't get something like this today. These files are excellent. They stay sharp and they're really quality made. I wish I could find them for a reasonable price, and if you buy a file like this today, you're probably talking 80 or 90 bucks for it. I have a bunch of them. There's another one here, a little smaller one, also a yard sale find. And you know, some of them, they're just excellent files. They're made in the US. They're high quality files, stay sharp, and well, what can I say? This is a cheap tool file, and it's getting a little dull, so these ones I replace probably every other year or every 3 years, because they just don't do anything anymore. They don't remove any material anymore. Okay, so this was this section. Now we're coming to the good stuff. Over here is my favorite machine of the shop. It's a mini mill. I bought this as Harbor Freight. Also, you can get it at thelittlemachineshop.com. It's an awesome mill, especially for starting out. But even if you're a little bit more experienced, this mill will do anything and everything what you probably want to do, as long as you stay within a certain, material selection and, hobby to semi-professional. You can do this. It runs very true. It has 2 speed settings, which I can change here, not while it's running. So you gotta switch it off before you switch it up. But it runs even at 0 to 1100 RPM or 0 to 2500 RPM. And that's more than you ever need for anything. I purchased that large table assembly for it from thelittlemachineshop.com. It is an awesome table. It runs very great. It's very true. There's no slack in it. So it's really solid. And for the price, well, it was a little on the expensive side, to be quite honest. But I always wanted a little bit more table area. Not because for the vise, because I machine 90% of my stuff directly on the vise. But I wanted more area because this also means you're getting a little bit more travel in both directions. This has about 30% more on travel than the original, which comes with it. And this allows you to go deeper in a workpiece, meaning you can put a larger workpiece in there. That's a 4-inch vise. And that's a great vise. I bought this a long time ago when I bought my mini mill. I think that's about 20 years ago, or even longer than that. And this is a well-made vise for a reasonable price. It has a lot of clamping force, easy to adjust. It usually comes with a swivel table, which I do not use, but this is normally the swivel table for it. So this one mounts onto this, and then that one you can either mount to a bed or to a table or whatever you want to use this vise. It's not per se a machining vise, but in a certain way it is, because my previous little one was pretty much the same. And the main difference between a good machining vise, or between machining vices and table mount vices or workshop vices, are that this one, if you look in here, has a solid center. So you cannot drill through it, so this is not a good drill press. If you look at a vise for a drill press, so you see the opening here, so you can drill through and you not need to underlay something so you don't drill in your table. This Wilton is a great vise because I choose that one which does not have, like on this one you can see it has a mounting on the side. This one does not. What this allows you to do is you can put the vise on the side and hold your workpiece like that. Or of course like that. And that's why I got this one. And also it's a very good vise. It doesn't lift your workpiece. This older one tends to lift your workpiece when you clamp it down. So you can't clamp it down hard enough. But I mean, for certain things it works. But for many things, well, you wish you had something better. And this is better. That was about $80 at Amazon when I bought it. It also has here a groove, which allows you to mount it to a table via clamps. Because this has a standard clamp opening. And if you have clamps for your drill press or for your machining table, this will work with clamps, just trying to clamp it down. This is the collar rack I made for my milling stuff. I will have a video up on that very soon, how I made it. I thought about it a long time. I looked at Amazon, but they're charging like 25 or 30 bucks for some plastic rack which holds 8 collets or 12 collets. That wasn't enough. I mean, I don't have enough collets yet to fill it, but I will soon because I just ordered myself some metric ones. These are all Imperial. So, well, when they come, there will be, I believe, 19 pieces that will fill it pretty much up. Over here are my parallels. These are great for spacing a workpiece out. Over here are my cutters. 4 flutes, 2 flutes, 3 flutes, all sizes. I also have a rotary table up here. A rotary table allows you to clamp a workpiece in here. What's happened here? So I can mount a clamp a workpiece in here, and it allows me to turn that workpiece on the mill so I can make a large pocket or, you know, make something half round. That's what this thing is for. This is made in India. I don't know what the price was. It has been so long since I bought it. But it's good quality. I mean, I like the stuff from India. It has really good quality so far. I mean, it's better than China. Not everything, but mostly, especially machining, they're making good stuff. Yeah, you can probably still see a little bit of India. Exotic stuff. Okay. This is another R8 where you put your, it's a holder for, you know, I don't know the English name for it, but, well, it is what it is. This is where your, this practically mounts in here, you tighten it up, and this allows you then to mount different collet size on it, collet holder size. And R8 means this is the size for the mini mill. And the other collets I have, this one is for a drill chuck. This one here is for the other collets, which are in here. And that was my first set, but I still keep it in case something goes wrong. Yeah, I think that's pretty much that area. I would make in here a drawer. So I already installed the sliders. I'm gonna make a small drawer here for some of the little parts and whatnot. Over here is my micrometer and my caliper. Now we're gonna go over here. My trusty old band sander, where I just broke the top off. So, but I'm not gonna, I glued it a couple times, but it never kind of holds. So I'm gonna make one from metal. Haven't gotten around to it, but this is mainly so debris doesn't fly up on you in your face. But I'm wearing a mask or goggles, so not a big deal. So I had a lot of use out of this thing. It's a great belt sander. It takes standard belts, which you can see down there. I have them hanging there. I usually buy them wherever I find them. At the local store, I buy them at Amazon, I buy it at Ali when I order some from Ali, just to have a bunch of extra ones. The only thing what I cannot figure out yet is it develops some static. So when I, sand a large piece, say, of aluminum, I always, pick up some static. When I touch something, I get the spark, So that's kind of funny, but, you get used to it. It's not a big deal. But I have to figure something out. Buy this thing, probably because it runs on plastic wheels. And maybe eventually I'm going to make some out of aluminum, because this plastic obviously does not transfer any of the electricity, the static electricity, to the casing or the housing, which is grounded. So I think that's what the problem is. They're all the same kind of a plastic wheel. So if I make one of them aluminum or metal, this should eliminate this problem. But I can live with it. It's a great band sander. It was about 40 bucks or 50 bucks. It wasn't very expensive. It's very powerful, and well, it's a great tool. Over here is my scroll saw. That scroll saw I use rarely. I use it for cutting like a plastic piece or, more for modeling stuff. I like it. I use it here and there, but mostly it just sits here and works as a little table. Same thing for this one here. This is my little cut-off saw. It's a miter cut-off saw. It cuts brass just fine, so if I need to have a little piece of brass to make a bushing out of it, it works fine with that, but anything bigger, this thing is not going to do it. I installed great lighting, so everything is lit up well. Well, this was the tour of the new workshop. I hope you all enjoyed it. I don't want to say I had a lot of fun building it, because it was a lot of exhausting work. But now it's all done, I'm really excited to start working in here and having more room. It's easier to keep clean. And all in all, I mean, I'm stoked about it. So it was worth it. And now I have more area and more tools to be able to utilize for my new projects. I'm still working on the fourth term, so keep watching that video and keep watching for updates on that. And as I said before, the college rack is also a project I already filmed, which I will be editing soon and put up. So I hope I see you the next time. Crash Me Twice, out.